Howdy, hey folks, didn't think I would be talking about this again. I genuinely thought it was going to be a one-time kind of a thing. And so today we're going to be reacting to YouTube's response to this whole mess. And we're going to be talking about deep humor. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to talking. Okay, so about August 1st, I uploaded a YouTube video called Will YouTube Add This AI Age Verification System? Without exactly knowing that this was already going to be implemented anyway by August 13th. And so I made a community post about it, right? And, you know, not very many people saw it, okay, which is totally fair. And, you know, I've been kind of, after that video was uploaded, I've been sitting at the sidelines, you know, and I've been kind of looking at Deep Huber's catalog. Okay. And so this whole YouTube thing with the IDs and stuff, there's no exceptions. From the last time we talked, I even got a comment, somebody saying, why can't we just give them our phone number? It doesn't work that way. There's literally no exceptions. And I remember bringing up a point in the last video of, is this going to be effective? And no, it's not. Because with that same exact community post that I mentioned, we talked about how you, the user, can consume content that is literally not made for kids. This is YouTube's own system. This is YouTube's own system. Okay? And so I made that community post because I wanted to tell you guys, like, hey, there is somewhat of a silver lining, you know? At least I thought. But then at the same time, I thought it further proved the point that I was making, that this whole AI age verification thing is not going to be effective. Because we also talked about the whole AI copyright stuff. There's also the AI punishment stuff whenever you break YouTube guidelines. You know, just shit like that. That just is infamous for barely doing what it is actually supposed to do. Okay. And so now, with that in mind, okay, all of that shenanigans, right? We're now going to be watching this video here by YouTube or Creator Insider, I believe. And so let's just jump right into it.
What's up, insiders? I'm back from vacation and miss the insider community. If you're new, I'm Lauren, a program manager working on our product team to bring you the latest YouTube updates for creators. If it's Tuesday, it's Newsday. So let's get into it. It's always been YouTube's goal to create safe, age-appropriate product experiences for families, including users on YouTube Kids and supervised accounts for preteens and teens. To that end, our teams are extending our efforts to protect teens with an age estimation model that determines if an account is under 18 years old, regardless of the age set at the time of account creation. We then use that signal to deliver age-appropriate product experiences and protections. These teen protections are not new to YouTube. We're now able to use more enhanced technology to assess if a user is under 18 and should get the protected, age-appropriate experience. The model uses a variety of signals, such as YouTube activity or the longevity of an account, to make a determination. In the scenario where our systems have gotten this wrong, users can always verify using government-issued IDs, a selfie, or credit card information. If a user provides their government ID or allows an authorization on their credit card to verify their age, YouTube does not retain data from their ID or payment card for the purposes of advertising. So let's talk about impact. If our age estimation model determines that a user is under 18, YouTube will automatically apply its standard protections for teen users on the account. To be clear, all of these protections are already applied to users who tell us they're under 18 when making their account. Teen users will have digital well-being tools like bedtime reminders turned on by default. Recommendations will be adjusted to limit content that, while acceptable in isolation, could become problematic for some younger viewers when viewed repeatedly. And teen users won't be served personalized ads, and several other changes. Based on our age estimation model, we'll apply some additional protections for creators, including setting uploads as private by default and restricting the ability to earn from gifts on vertical live streams. As a result of this update, some creators should expect a shift in their audience categorized as teens. We estimate this will have limited impact for most creators. Viewer age in YouTube Analytics is currently based on the age provided by the user. However, the team intends to update this in the future and will keep you posted.
Okay, Lauren, what? Anyway, so that's basically the whole bit about the YouTube AI age verification thing, and they're doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down, quintuple, sextupling down, like pentagonal, fucking. Dude, we get it. We understand how this shit works, but that doesn't mean it's actually going to be provingly effective, because of the exact thing that we talked about earlier. Because all people have to do is watch content that is set, not made for kids. Like my YouTube channel, for example. Okay? I make content that isn't necessarily catered towards children. I fucking curse every now and then, right? For comedic effect. Or if I'm trying to make a point. But most of the time I'm trying to be as, professional, clear, and as just as, what's the word that I'm looking for? Just, I don't want to sound crazy. And, so I talk about that, right? The fact that you can watch videos not made for kids, and basically this whole AI system will basically think you're not a kid. Okay, so Deep Humor, made that video talking about that, And so, yeah, there's YouTube videos that are made for kids, and then there's stuff like, I don't know, like SpongeBob or some shit that, I can't watch anymore, because then it's going to think I'm a child or something. And, no more SpongeBob. no more SpongeBob compilations on YouTube. Can't be watching that shit anymore, because it's going to assume I'm a kid. And then if it does, then I'm going to have to send YouTube my government-issued ID. My state ID. Okay? So, why? Because, again, how is this going to be effective? How is this going to prove that this is a good change? It's not. So many other creators, aside from me, have made videos talking about this. But not very many. Very much a handful of creators are talking about this. Okay? But more people need to be talking about this. I'm just a small channel. Okay? All of these other channels that have talked about this have audiences way bigger than mine, including Deep Humor himself. And all Deep Humor did was talk about the problems and the responses that YouTube had. So, guess what ends up happening to Deep Humor, right? Deep Humor... So, Deep Humor gets a strike or something, a whatever, on their profile for child endangerment. Again, I will repeat myself. He even tried to appeal. This is his appeal. Here's his appeal. It was rejected. But these are the same exact systems of AI that YouTube uses. I can't wrap my head around the fact that YouTube is being this fucking ballsy and being this stupid. So many other creators have talked about it. Are they going to get fucking a strike too? Am I going to get a strike for child endangerment? I'm not trying to endanger children. My content has no adult themes. It's very much that I have some vulgar language. However, I also like to do memes in my videos. I like to do meme edits and stuff that's funny. Am I going to trust YouTube to make something that does what it is supposed to do? No. No. They've tried several times with all of these other things, with the whole breaking the community guidelines crap. And here's an example of it happening right here to Deep Humor. He's getting struck with child endangerment. So then all of these other creators that have talked about it then should also be struck with child endangerment then. Not to be like an asshole, but like, what's going on, YouTube? What's with the double standards? And, you know, I don't want this to happen to my channel. I don't want to end up in that position where YouTube thinks I'm actually trying to endanger children when I'm not. I totally get where their hearts are in the right place. However, they're doing the wrong things for the right reasons. Okay? And it's still the wrong thing. Even if you're doing it for the right reasons, you know, for protecting children. But another point that I made in the last video was that we need to be putting the responsibility on parents. Okay? My parents are old school. Okay, they didn't just hand me a phone and do fucking nothing and just fucking neglect me for like 18 years. Nothing like that, no. I've actually built a connection with my parents over time. I hang out with my parents. I talk with them. Sometimes I talk to them about my own YouTube thing. And sometimes they you know, they're impressed, you know. They're impressed with it. And I just don't understand why YouTube is putting so much responsibility on itself to try to protect the children when it's the parents' responsibility. We should be reaching out to parents saying, hey, look, I totally get it. Raising a kid is difficult. Okay, no matter how you cut it, but you don't need to be giving your children social media. And just be like, oh, okay, here you go. There you go. Jesus, take the wheel, you know. Like, that's not how it works. Okay? That child is going to not exactly grow up in a more proper environment that child should be growing up in. They should be growing up with other children, not on social media. You know, they should be playing in fucking parks, playing in recess, you know, fucking trading Pokemon cards or fucking whatever else. You know, they shouldn't be on social media, in my personal opinion. But again, that responsibility is towards the parents. Okay. Now, obviously, myself, I'm 22 years old. I have responsibility of myself. Okay. But I don't watch a bunch of fucking children's content on my account. I don't. And sometimes, though, every once in a while, I do like to actually freaking watch the SpongeBob compilations. Okay, I grew up with SpongeBob. Okay, SpongeBob, good show. I like it. I like it a lot. But now I can't really watch it a lot because YouTube's AI thing is going to think I'm a child. And that kind of sucks. You know, and they even talked about like, oh, what if the child were to be watching like gaming videos or something, or Minecraft content? Like, oh yeah, dude, that stuff's for everybody. No shit. No shit. Okay, there's a reason why certain things are rated E for everyone, right? Okay, we have these ratings for a reason. But it's not AI. Okay, these are people that are behind those TV rating systems or game rating systems. Those are people, not AI. And I get it. It will be hard just to have humans review cases upon cases upon cases of users' accounts being flagged as being a child. You know, it takes a lot of effort. You know, especially for just a human team to do it. But you have a human team for reviewing the, you know, let's say the people do the appeals, right? The human reviews that appeal for that strike. So what if it detects you as a child, then you're basically forced to send personal information. Okay. Now, what can this lead to down the line? Let's say this is all accepted. You know, like, you know, without a hitch, right? On August 13th, this is in effect, then what? Because it's going to be ineffective. It's only going to be proven to be ineffective. What is the point? Because we've talked about why it's going to be ineffective and how it's going to be ineffective. What are you doing, YouTube? You can't be censoring people just because they're talking about this and because they're making a point that all people have to do is watch content not made for kids, which is your own system, YouTube. Your own system that you implemented thanks to COPPA. Okay? The whole, this video is not made for kids, this video is made for kids crap. Okay? It's because of that shit. So, I don't know. I wish nothing but the best for Deep Humor. I don't know if you saw my last video on this. Okay, I'm a very tiny fucking creator. Okay, but I don't want my channel to be given a strike because of child endangerment. Like, that's bullshit. Come on. That's bullshit, YouTube, and you fucking know it. You don't give a shit about the kids. It's a veneer. It's a visage. It's a veneer of, it's all for the children. We want to protect them and not have them be watching harmful content on YouTube, which I agree with. But this isn't how we go about it. We're not going to be using AI. I'm certainly not going to be giving my personal information to YouTube just to prove that I am 22 years old. Okay. Because I am. I was born in 2003. So, yeah. YouTube, what are you doing? Come on, man. We're just trying to make this platform better as much as you do. And this is a terrible idea. Okay? Terrible. I hope you guys enjoyed the second commentary, okay? I don't know what's going to be ending up happening. Okay, but what I hope happens is this is implemented. A whole bunch of creators then complain about it over time, and then they basically say, you know what, we hear you, okay, we're just going to put this system on the back burner, and we're not going to be having it added any further. You know what I mean? That's what I hope. So yeah, make sure to go check out Deep Humor, please, before the channel gets banned if you want more information about this stuff. I wish you all a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.